Motion to spill. Case number 025. Splitting the bill. The real economics of divorce.
Hi, I'm Megan Rogers, your friendly co-host, and I'm here with attorney, the Sarah Young, and attorney, Amanda Smith.
Yay! Happy to be back. Thank you for having me.
Wait, you can't forget about our favorite producer.
I had to let you guys do your celebration.
Oh, okay.
And the famous Tim Beeman.
The Podfather.
The Podfather who makes us sound
Podfather.
so good, keeps us in line somewhat, as much as is humanly
He
possible.
reels us in sometimes.
I do, but you know what? Part of the flavor that you add to this podcast is allowing the chef's kiss here is that you allow it to breathe as its own entity. You don't have to
Like
stay
a
on
fine
topic.
wine.
Right. You don't have to, you open it and let it breathe for a second before you pour it. And that's what we do here.
Megan and I don't know how to do that.
No, I've never let it breathe ever.
No.
I just consume it.
I mean, but we only drink rosé. You really don't need to let rosé breathe.
No, you don't.
is true.
That's more like a fine cab or Pinot Noir.
So if you
what I like.
didn't tune in last week, Amanda is a family law attorney in the great state of Mecklenburg, which is in Charlotte.
North Carolina.
And she is a partner at Rec Law, and she is amazing. And I needed her to talk about splitting the bill. So how expensive divorce really is, and all of the crazy thoughts that people have about how this is going to go. Because you know this is going to be a great episode.
It is. I'm so excited. So here's the hook. People think divorce ends at signing papers, but the financial unraveling can take years. So we're going to tease the episode.
I know. They're having secrets with
What's with this side conversation?
I know, they're having secrets without us.
I don't like it.
I'm trying to
We're
get
talking
her
about
back
how the
in
elevator
building.
works.
You want,
Sure you
you
are.
want the wine. You got to have the.
Don't you just scan the thing and then like press the button?
Beep.
Yeah.
The guy has done it. Mr. Virgil, is that his name?
Marvin.
Mr. Marvin has done that for us for a very long time now.
I just want you to know that do you know the amount of people that she thinks their name is Chelsea? We'll be talking about it, and she's like, Chelsea. I'm like, no. And actually, one of them was Amanda. Her name's Amanda.
I've never
No, it's
thought your
Chelsea.
name was
It's not
Chelsea
you.
for the record.
It's
Ever.
not you. But she went up to
Because no one
the
can
president
ever
of the
be
home
Amanda.
builders
Yeah,
and was
I mean, I was
like,
gonna say, I thought it was memorable.
you know, Chelsea, the president, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, Amanda?
We don't have to share this story because they might be listening sometimes.
Maybe. But it was really funny. No, there's no way he didn't know that you accidentally meant her. But it's pretty funny. But yeah, we have this all the time. And then she got me the other day because I introduced her to somebody. I had been talking to another referral partner, friend of ours, and his name was Joel. And then I went up to another person and his name was Jesse. And I was like, this is Joel. And he's like, Jesse. I'm like, shit.
And I said, Carmen's a bitch.
But you know what? I got his fiance's name right. So
And she even came back up at this event and said goodbye to you. So,
I got her name right.
all right. So, Amanda,
Hello.
did you
Hi.
know?
Thank you for having me back. Who knew that I didn't screw it up the first time?
No,
Good
you did
Lord.
great.
I
we
like
love
having
you.
you here. You're awesome.
It was so stressful.
It's not
Like-
stressful. We'll just talk. We're fine.
I know, but I have never worn these headphones before. Like,
Whoa.
So what are you doing right now?
I mean,
You're
I've had-
wearing those headphones. And you're doing a fantastic job.
You make those
thank
headphones
you.
look great.
Thank
And
you.
you look great in them.
I
So-
did already send photos to all of my friends to like maybe when I get famous one day, just be like, damn, I heard her on this podcast.
Well, you should. The first couple episodes that we recorded, and Tim can attest to this, like it was a little rough. It was a little, we were nervous.
I had to get them to realize that the conversation that they would have in their office is the same conversation they would have here. And it's just settle the down and
Do you know, I was actually just about to ask you if I was allowed to like say words like that.
Yes.
And do I just need to give you like a hand sign to be like,
you know what? You
beep?
say whatever you want.
I mean,
Right. There is no police here. It's not FCC regulated. You can
Yeah.
say whatever you want.
I mean, I tell people all the
The
time.
boss might tell me to take it out later, and I can do that.
But he won't.
But I won't.
About to say, because I tell people all the time, especially in consults or, clients and things like that, I'm like, I'm from Washington, D.C. You're not going to offend me. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. And then on top of that, I'm a divorce attorney. So there's very little things that I've seen or heard that shock me.
It's very funny whenever I'm in consults with people and they cuss and they look over at me and they're like, I'm so sorry, man.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
all
like,
the time.
Are you kidding me? You only knew.
Yeah.
She uses fuck like a comma.
Oh, same.
It's my
Trust
favorite
me.
noun and verb and adverb
My mother
and preposition.
My
Yeah.
mother will look at me and she'll go, Amanda Michelle, I did not pay for you to go to law school to use such language. Can't you think of a better word? I'm like, no.
There is no better.
There is no
Sometimes there
better
really
word.
is no better word.
My fuck garden
no.
is empty, and I don't plan on
It's the most
planting
useful
anymore.
word in the English language, in my opinion.
Thankfully, I have never let any curse word slip during court. So, I mean, I may have said it like under my breath, like, oh, shit. But I mean, not loud enough that like a judge could hear me.
So at least it's control.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you know the average contested divorce in the U.S. costs $15,000 to $30,000 in legal fees alone, and that's before you split anything.
That doesn't shock me.
I'm sure you already did know that, actually, because that's kind of what you do.
Well, people ask me during consults, they say, well, how much is this going to cost me? And I tell them it's always, it depends. Like I can give you a range all day long, but it really does. It depends on, are you already settled? Are you going to settle? Are we going to mediation? Do you already have trial? Like how many times do we go to court?
Yeah, so, I mean, really, the conscious uncoupling theory is a fantasy, the goop of the world, you know what I'm talking about.
You were the third person to say that to me. I had never heard conscious uncoupling until one case that I had recently, like within the past 2 months.
Well, it's a myth.
I know.
I mean, I don't see how it could actually happen. So that's Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yes, that's what I
Chris
just
Martin,
heard the
when
other
they
day.
split, that's what they called it. They said, we have decided to engage in conscious uncoupling.
Like, what does that even mean?
Exactly. But, I mean, they make it look like two evolved adults are dividing a candle collection. The reality is a spreadsheet, a mediator, and someone crying over a KitchenAid. Sometimes a dog, as we
Correct.
already discussed.
Yeah. And
It
sometimes you're
is
not.
important to have a KitchenAid.
Yeah.
As someone
Yeah,
who doesn't
absolutely.
have a KitchenAid, I can't relate. But as someone who does have a dog, I can definitely relate.
Well, this isn't meant to scare anybody. It's meant to arm people with what they should actually know. Again, just for entertainment purposes. But
Right. Not legal advice.
It's
Right.
not, but the legal advice could be get a good attorney.
absolutely. And
That's never bad legal advice or whatever.
also, while we're on that subject, Amanda and I are licensed in North Carolina only.
Correct.
So if you're listening to this podcast from literally anywhere outside North Carolina borders, you need to consult with an attorney in your own jurisdiction because the laws are different. They're very
Right.
different by state.
So different.
So in this state, for example, there's no such thing as common law. In Virginia,
Yeah.
there is. So you might be married under the eyes of the law in Virginia, but you are not here. So-
Right. Well, yes and no. So, I mean, because North Carolina, there is like full faith and credit. So, for example, if Virginia, if you're recognized as common law married in Virginia, then you come to North Carolina and you're going to get divorced. If you were legally common law married in Virginia, that North Carolina has to recognize it. But
But
if you're
never
always
recognized in Virginia as a marriage, they never held themselves. So in South Carolina, for example, you just
Right.
have to hold yourself out as being married.
And that's why the laws are different. Like we don't have something where it's like, oh, you're together for 10 years, you hold yourself out as together, and then that makes you common law married. We don't have anything like that. But if, for example, you are common law married somewhere else, then, they do consider it here in North Carolina in terms of property division and things like that.
Okay. So
There's a microphone right there. I know you're standing away from
sorry,
it.
I had to stand up for a second. So why does pop culture sell divorce as a vibe when it's actually an accounting exercise? That's my question.
Oh, gosh, that's a hard question.
Like, you make it sound like it's an easy thing, and it's never
Because I
is.
think a lot of people go in like not knowing what the law is. So, for example, people just assume that if they didn't commingle their finances or they didn't have kids or they didn't, they weren't married for that long or, things like that, that makes it just so much easier. And it doesn't. In fact, I've had marriages that have lasted 2 or 3 years that they actually had more trouble because you have to discern out all the finances than anything else. And here's the thing. I am self-proclaimed bad at math. Every single person who knows me knows I'm bad at math. Actually, it's really funny. So today, my boss and Elena, so Kate Rack and Elena Pravat, they just, at my office, yay, shout out to them, just got an opinion back from the Court of Appeals literally today on my case that we did at the trial court. And the other attorney and I, and the judge apparently didn't get the math right. And because there were so many math errors, they affirmed the ruling, but it has to be vacated and remanded for further findings about what exactly, needs to be accounted for to make sure that the maths.
So a good spreadsheet is key, is what I'm hearing.
Very much so.
Shout out to Simone, Triad Law Group.
Yes, because
she's a spreadsheet queen.
that is all she does every day is the spreadsheets and exhibits and everything for equitable distribution.
And
I
she
can
gets
talk.
really excited about the complicated stuff.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a good asset liability spreadsheet. Like when you make a really good asset liability spreadsheet that's color coded and the formulas are formulating and it's got all your notes. I mean, I get really hype about it.
So let's talk about equitable is not equal.
Correct.
So most people assume 50-50. Equitable distribution means fair. And fair is determined by a list of factors that have nothing to do with math. Am I correct?
I'm going to hesitate to say the word fair because everybody goes into mediation or to court saying, I just want what's fair. I want what's
that's a lie.
fair.
I don't want that.
Well, the thing is what's fair to you may be different than what's fair to me. What's fair to somebody else is not fair to the other person. And so that's where people get kind of stuck in the rut, especially in mediation. But that's true that every time you go into court, the judges typically, at least in my experience, will default to 50-50, but they are able, based on those factors, to say, you know what, I don't think that is how it should go, and so I'm going to tip it. And they're going to tip it one way or the other.
Okay.
So would the factors be length of marriage? Does that matter? Yes or no?
So length of marriage, contribution to separate property, one spouse's status as a homemaker, the age of the ages of the parties. So
okay,
older.
let me ask you a question about that because I've been wondering this.
Okay.
Not for my own personal use, but just generally. Let's say you have a primary income earner who makes the majority of the income in the household, and you have a stay-at-home parent.
Okay.
Not mom or dad, whatever. But, and so you just mentioned how they contribute to the household or what they're doing. Well, what if they don't? What if they pay for somebody to do everything for them? They have somebody that they pay to do the laundry. They pay someone to clean their house. They pay someone to pick up the kids. They don't take the kids to school. They're not actually contributing. So what does that mean for their value because they don't actually contribute to the household even though they're stay at home?
So it's all an argument for the trial court judge. And what I would say is, the premise behind it, my understanding from what I was taught and what the case law says, is that they give weight to that because the primary earner would have not been able to get where they were if the other party wasn't taking care of the marriage and the kids and all the things.
But they're not. They're paying someone to do it.
Right. So, I think it's an argument to make.
Have you ever had one like that?
Yeah.
I was going to say she's in Charlotte. I am sure that has happened.
Yeah, because you have
I'm
kept women.
Stay-at-home mom.
No, you're a kept woman.
But
You don't do anything.
Which I will
But
say,
I have a nanny, and
which let me tell you though, praise be to stay-at-home moms because my mom was a stay-at-home mom from 6 to 12, and that woman made miracles happen, and I don't know how because I was a hell on wheels.
And I understand, I have so much respect. I could never do it.
Oh, same.
I have no desire to do it.
I would be the mom who drowned her kids.
I wasn't going to say that, but I was thinking it.
Yeah.
But
I'm aware of my limitations, and being a stay-at-home mom is not one of them.
so, but what happens? How do you value that? And how
But that's why it's a factor. It's not putting a value on it. It's just a factor that goes into it.
and so does that mean that it's a factor? And so the stay-at-home spouse who literally does absolutely nothing, and I'm not talking about the stay-at-home moms that make the world go round. They do everything, literally everything. I'm not talking about that person. I'm talking about the one who pays someone to do everything and still doesn't do anything. and then you have the income earner. So like, how does that work with like all the like?
And again,
what's it called? The money part where they
Equitable
think-
distribution.
no alimony.
Well, that's alimony, yeah.
So how does that work?
So with alimony is different than the property. So everything is different.
Or spousal support is what I meant, because alimony is fault-based, right?
Yes and no. So we have two kinds of spousal support. We have post-separation support and alimony. And you have to first establish that someone is either dependent or supporting, and then you go from there. But it's not fault-based. It's really based on dependent and supporting, and then what are your reasonable needs and expenses. So
What's reasonable?
well, that's up to the judge. You could walk, for example, in Mecklenburg County, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. We have 7 family court judges. I'm sorry if I forgot somebody, but we have 7 family court judges, and you could walk into every single one of their courtrooms and get a different answer for spousal support because it's based on what they think and the evidence shows to be reasonable. It's not a calculator. So for child support, we have calculators. Alimony doesn't have one. And so it's really based on like what were the expenses during the marriage, what are your expenses post date of separation, and what of those expenses is actually what's going to be considered reasonable.
So for like spousal support in other states, like you always hear about California, and which I know is completely outside of where we practice.
Right.
I'm sorry, I accidentally mixed it.
Oh, it's okay.
I saw your face.
They're even outside of like common sense a lot of times.
They are, but you always hear about like these spouses that say that they need $50,000 a month to live. Mm-hmm. Like, what's the basis for that? When they are perfectly capable of working, they just choose not to. And they chose not to during the marriage.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that is the standard of living during the marriage. You're not going to... We tell people, like, don't dramatically increase your spending post date of separation, or don't dramatically, like, decrease your spending post date of separation, because what's going to be key is what did you spend during the marriage? How did you live during the marriage? If you lived in a way that you had 20 butlers and needed maids and needed pool maintenance and needed all of these things, yeah, maybe a judge isn't going to give you $50,000, but if that was the standard of living that you had during the marriage, then that's the standard of living that they are going to factor in when making a determination.
Wow. So this is interesting.
Yeah.
So
That's why some people say it's cheaper to keep her.
It sure is.
So
And that's not always the case. Adultery and stuff does come into that. North Carolina, that does play a huge factor if you're, this stay-at-home person, or even, someone who just makes less than the other person and you have an affair, you're barred from receiving it. And if you're the person who makes more, then you're required to pay it. Now, there's certain things outside of that, but generally speaking, that's how it works.
So what counts as marital property? So I understand everything acquired during marriage, but what doesn't count? So I've heard inherited assets and gifts, but only if they stay separate. My understanding is, and what I've told clients as far as like on the trust side of things, once they're commingled, once that goes into a joint bank account,
all is
both.
fair.
Yeah.
so keep it separate.
Keep it separate. That's the number one thing. Keep it separate. And if you use any part of inherited property, to pay down marital debt or buy that beach house that you wanted, or, things like that, make sure that you either have something in writing. And it sounds so silly if you've been married for a long time, or, whatever, that just says like, hey, like, I'm using my inherited property. I don't intend for it to be marital. But, at the same time, it's...
Or in your trust, you list it. It's
Correct.
specifically listed as a
Correct.
separate asset, which we've done before.
Right.
We have Schedule J1, Schedule J2. One is for the wife, one is for the other spouse.
Correct. Yeah. The more writing you have, the better, which again sounds so silly when you're talking in the context of marriage. Like, I don't need to send that. We've been married. It doesn't matter.
That's when everybody's getting along. And
Right.
that's when you should agree on it. It's when everyone is
Exactly.
getting along. And not when
Exactly.
it hits the fan.
So my question is the commingling trap. So Jane inherits $50,000 from her deceased parent.
Okay.
So the way you're explaining it is if she puts it into Jane and John's
Joint account.
joint account, then it's up for grabs.
Yes and no. It depends. And like
That is your favorite answer.
I know
She's
it
a lawyer.
is.
Of course she's
I
going to answer the way
know.
I answer.
I know. And like I said, family law is so.
They teach them that in law school.
They actually do. They actually do.
It's like in soccer, they teach you to flop.
Well, and the thing is that every case is different, and that's on like all areas of law. There's no, well, there are some
But if
strict
she put
liability,
it in an
but
account with just her name on it, would that keep it separate?
it depends on how it's
If
used.
she
I would
did,
think.
no, if she didn't use it, she just put her $50,000 inheritance in like a CD with just her name on it. Would that make it keep it separate? I mean, what counts as commingling?
Yeah, and that's where it comes down to what's called the marital gift presumption. And it's, did you gift that property to the marriage? What was it used for? How was it placed? How was it titled? What did you do with it? Like, if it's just being placed in an account for the nature of like flowing through somewhere else, then there's an argument to be made that it's not marital. If there's, you're using it to then pay like marital debt, et cetera, then there's an argument to be made that it's been marital. It really just, it's very fact specific, and it's on the person who is
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was just in her name and she puts it in a CD or stocks in just her name, would that be a strong argument then that it's not marital property?
Much better. Oh my goodness, Tim, you're amazing.
What's wrong with my fan?
It was hitting the mic just right. It was creating feedback, and it sounded like we were about to take off on the runway.
Yeah.
I say, don't you take my fan.
No, I gave you that fan.
Okay, but I think
I
my
gave you that
favorite
fan. I can take it away.
my favorite part of this is when I hear people say in conversation. Now, of course, this is not in the legal context of I'm hearing this from clients, but from friends is like, fuck her. I'm taking everything. Beep. Yeah,
There is no beeping. Let's go.
Like
was
if
Sarah
she
Young. That
leaves
was
me
Meghan
or
Rogers.
he leaves me, I'm taking everything. I'll take them to the cleaners. But debt is not exempt.
Correct.
Yeah, let's clear the air there. Please.
Debt is included. Everybody's like, yeah, I'm getting half the house and half the retirement and half of this and half. And I'm like, cool, you're also getting half the debt.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
What if
You're
it's-
the winner.
What
A
if it's like
winner.
you could get 50% of a negative number? That is also an option
Right.
here.
And,
It's also
and
a negative number.
The other big thing, too, is people are like, oh, well, that's not my debt. It's not in my name. Guess what, Bro Taco? If it was acquired during the marriage, it is marital, regardless of whether it's in your name or not.
Bro Taco from now on. I love that.
You have heard me say that before.
I've never heard you
I've
say
never
that.
heard you say that.
That is such a lie.
Tim is crying over here.
I say Bro Taco all the time.
Bro Taco.
That's going to be your new
Wait, is
opener.
that like taco and like the taco
No,
sense?
God, no.
So you're calling
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, but the house gets split, but so does the credit card balance,
I can't get
right?
past this.
I just want to say real quick, though, I love my job.
I know, right? I mean, Tim, you're surrounded in a room by 3 pretty girls. How could you not like your job?
No, that's not true. Beautiful.
Three
girls.
beautiful
Man,
shoeless girls.
And now I understand why you've been married
Shoeless,
for so
too,
long.
You didn't hear the song he wrote for her.
Oh my goodness.
You will
it is
before you
beautiful.
leave.
Oh my God.
Can we play it on the air?
If you want me to, I can play
Okay,
it.
yeah. At the end of this episode, we need to play that song.
Yes, that's perfect because we're talking about divorce. And we
Yes.
need a picker upper or a pick me up, whatever.
yeah.
The quicker picker upper is Tim's song to his wife. It's amazing. It's so beautiful.
But
We'll-
yeah,
we'll get to it.
I've heard so many people say that, and I just chuckle because I'm like, yeah, but
That's
how
not
much
how it works.
debt do
Right.
you have?
Like, it's
Well, how do
not.
they split the credit card debt though?
So,
On a credit report.
yeah. So, I mean, realistically, the way it works out is that, they agree that it's, either going to be paid off or it's distributed to one person or the other. It just then comes out in the spreadsheet that if you say, hey, I am going to take this debt, you're going to take that debt, then, realistically, you have to figure out how to do that. And so sometimes it's one person paying the other person like the monthly payment or the car payment or whatever it is, so that you don't have to do a refi or pay off the card immediately if you don't have the ability to do so. But either way, somebody's getting it.
All right, so let's talk about hidden assets
Oh, gosh.
and what courts can actually do about them. And I actually know some divorce lawyers that stopped practicing law and are now forensic accountants.
Oh, gosh.
So
They're
because
God's gift to divorce.
that's what I hear. So tell me about this.
Okay.
Who does it? What have you seen? What kind of assets are they hiding?
Yeah.
Is it another family they're hiding, or is it really just money?
So I would say I have never run into a scenario where there's a whole other family.
Loaning money to friends?
Yeah.
Seen that
So
one?
like I've seen a lot of loaning money to family, loaning money to friends, having like promissory notes that are
We're
you
using
know,
air quotes here.
Yeah, like quote promissory notes that it's money that they're owed or whatever else.
It's meaningless, really.
Yeah, forensic accountants do the Lord's work and do all the math that us divorce attorneys cannot figure out how to do. They go in and their entire job is to look at where did the money go.
Peace be with you.
Yeah, right. Truly.
And also with you.
Truly. And they come in and say they literally
This
just
some
follow the
Handmaid's
money
Tale
and yes. No, that would be like when I said praise be, that's a Handmaid's Tale reference.
Okay.
Well, I thought that was the Help reference.
No, that's from I mean it might be. I haven't seen The Help, but I do
haven't seen The Help.
You need to watch this movie.
You is kind. You is smart.
No,
you is
I mean I
important.
repeat that phrase all the time. Everybody under
Girl, you have to watch the movie.
I know, but
I
that's
think it's on Prime, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know.
I'll find it.
I don't know, but
I got you. You do your show.
But yeah, Praise Be is definitely
Praise
the
be is The Handmaid's Tale.
I've never
And they-
watched Handmaid's Tale, but I've
Don't.
heard
Why? It's really good.
it's
No,
a
it could
dystopian
happen.
reality,
It freaks
right?
me
That's
out.
what I keep
We're
hearing. That's
closer
why I've
and
never watched
closer
it.
every
I'm
day.
just saying, and because I'm a lesbian, like what they do to lesbians in that TV show, like scares the shit out of me.
I mean, fair, but you've all.
You've been married to men, though. So maybe they give you a pass.
Are you full on lesbian though?
No, I can't have children, so therefore, I
Yeah,
would
so
be
she would go to
useless.
the colonies.
Well, but that's because of surgical removal of hardware.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It
I would
doesn't
go to the
matter.
colonies
Hardware.
and deal. Yeah, I would go to the colonies and have to deal with nuclear waste. No.
yeah.
Ew.
I'd either be sent to the colonies because I was a lawyer or be a normal person or be a handmaid.
Okay, so The Help with ads, you can stream it on Tubi.
What the hell is that?
I don't know, some app. You can rent it on Prime Video or YouTube TV or Fandango at home or Apple TV.
I have all of those things. Well, not Fandango, but I have all the other
Nobody
things.
has Fandango.
Nobody has Fandango.
Okay, so
what is
here's
that
what I
even?
got to know though: forensic accountants, that can't be cheap.
No, it's
So,
not.
so you, if
Sometimes
you're doing
they're more
that,
ex-
you're really sure that they're hiding something, and there's a lot of money at stake.
Yeah,
What if there's not?
Sometimes the forensic accountants are more expensive than the actual divorce attorneys, which, I mean, I don't blame them. They have to sit and look at numbers all day. This sounds terrible.
So, what are the consequences if they get caught hiding assets?
So it depends on what context. So, you know, if people are caught hiding assets and you surprise it on them at the trial court level, then that shatters any credibility that you have. If people get caught hiding assets after the fact, you know, there's only very few circumstances that you could actually do something about it.
So, would the court award the other spouse a disproportionate share as a penalty for hiding stuff?
Sometimes.
Otherwise, why wouldn't you hide stuff?
And a lot of times what people do is,
saying.
you know, when we do separation agreements, we say that, you know, everything's been fully disclosed, but in the event that you find something that's undisclosed.
Okay, so you
or-
have like liquidated damages, like damages clauses. Okay,
Correct. And normally it'll say
like
that
it.
like one person gets like a certain percentage of the estate versus not, or it'll say that, you know, there's certain parameters that go around that. They either get all their attorney's fees. We see those cases quite a bit. Kate and I actually have one right now.
Okay, that's cool. That stuff interests me.
Okay, so I got to know, what's the most common thing that clients hide, like that you've seen, like in your cases?
Oh gosh.
What have you found?
Wives.
No.
Oh,
She really wants your life to be more dramatic than it is.
I know. Like, I feel like I have a lot of drama to give, but
I
it's
watch
not.
a lot of TV.
But the thing is, it's like it's not related to property. Like people don't really hide, in my experience, well, at least thus far. People have not really hidden like assets or property or things like that. The juicier stuff is when it comes down to like what it actually is.
Like I said,
right? I would say that
Women.
I love women.
no shit.
Me too, Tim.
High five.
I would say
I don't know. They're dramatic.
Fact. I would say that the thing that I see people hide most of the time is, you know, either credit card debt or bank accounts with family members. That they'll, you know, say, oh, well, I'm just on this account because it's my mom's account, or it's, Like I have an account with my mom that, I might put things into if I wanted to hide something. Not doing that, but just why. Things that, people don't think they have to disclose, but they do actually have to disclose. And I will say that a lot of times when people don't disclose things, it's not intentional. That they say, oh, it was premarital, so I didn't think I had to, or it was my gifted account, so I didn't think I had to, things like that. So it's not always as nefarious as people make it out to be.
So gifted accounts, like let's say mom puts money into this is not real life because my mom doesn't do this, but
My mom does.
okay, so mom puts money into my IRA that only has my name on it. I don't have an IRA, but if I did, hypothetical, purely. Mom puts money into my IRA.
Gifts from
and-
third parties are separate. Gifts between the two of you are not.
Always.
Always.
So let's say mom decides to gift me the gift tax maximum of the 19.5 this year. Anyway,
That's what David Snap told me today.
yeah, David Snap, financial advisor, hit him up, Edward Jones. Anyway, okay, so let's say mom strokes a check for $38,000 for the annual gift tax maximum, and that's her annual gift. But she writes the check to both spouses.
It's considered marital unless you can prove otherwise.
That's what I thought.
Because it's all
And
about
that's why
it's
mom
all about
did it that way, right?
It's all about the intent of the donor and the gift. So like if your mom did that to just you, that's a separate gift. Now, if you deposit it in a joint account, that's a whole different story.
Of course.
But if you were to put it into a separate account, then it's considered separate. Because gifts from third parties are separate, but gifts between spouses are considered marital.
But the caveat here is mom's gifting, and mom is gifting to on the check itself, which
Marital.
is discoverable.
Yeah.
It has both spouses' names.
Right.
That's not a separate gift. That's a together gift.
Correct.
That's marital.
Unless you can prove otherwise, it's considered marital.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
Not for me because it's not my situation, but
So I have a similar thing. I don't actually. My wife does. This is also her second marriage.
Did you get a prenup, Tim?
Did not.
what about a post-nup?
Did
What
not.
about a trust?
Did not.
We're working on that.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Oh my goodness, we'll talk later.
We need to be best friends. No.
So she had a house from her previous marriage. Her ex-father-in-law basically wrote a check to both of them for this house. He did not want to give anything up on it. And she was the only one that had any kind of job because he was a trust fund baby. Plus, he was his dad owned X amount of a large Honda dealership in Charlotte, and had monthly income from that. So, shout out my turn to Tony Hartso. Actually, got. And I don't think she cares that I say it, $100,000 out of him. He fought it and lost because we could prove, or she could prove, that the check was written to both of them and not just one of them.
Right.
Even though the house was only in his name, but she was the only one that had a job. And she was the only one that did anything around the house, and she could prove that too. And she went to first a pro or low bono attorney, and it was asked later why she didn't turn around and malpractice sue him. But
Which we don't encourage here on this podcast.
No, we don't. Not at all.
but he certainly would have deserved it. But he was able to work it all out. And it was, we got married in Scotland. Thank you to her ex-husband.
I mean, what I will say, and I know I said it in the last episode, is just like family law is so gray that I could have the same set of facts in front of me and they're still not the same. Like we can generalize, we can speculate, but until you're actually sitting in the case and looking at the documents. Like I remember one case that my clients were up and down that these two rental properties were his separate property. They were premarital. that, you know, she never did anything, X, Y, and Z. And then, you know, in an effort of due diligence, I went and pulled registered deeds and found out that at some point he had put her name on the deed. And that
Dumbass.
changed everything. It changed everything. It changed the entire projection of his case. It changed how we had to do distributions. It changed how things were valued. It just, you know, and that's why, you know, like, again, the answer is it depends. Because until you actually, you know, you can sit with somebody for an hour, you know, during a consult and say, this is what the law says. But until I'm actually sitting there looking at your documents, I don't know if what you're telling me is what your understanding is. Is it the truth? Is it a half truth? Is it not true at all? I mean, I don't know until I'm actually sitting there looking at things myself.
Well, you know, there are 3 sides to every story.
Facts. Big time, especially in family law.
Only on the third part.
Yeah.
It's facts on the third part.
Well, his side, her side, or spouse 1, spouse 2.
And the truth.
And the truth somewhere in the middle, usually.
And the hard thing for me, too, that I tell clients is I have to be the one who's always the bearer of bad news, that, like, I can think that something is so shitty and say, this is the worst scenario. This is, I feel you from a personal level. Like, let's go get our pitchforks and, like, let's go, like, chase him
burn the
down.
bar
Right.
down.
Let's go burn him down. But on a legal level, I have to say, I hear you and I feel you on a personal level, but this is what the law says. And this is the only thing I can do for you. And that sucks sometimes.
And the law isn't always morally fair.
No, it's not. That's why I think I can't remember this. It was this time or last time I said, don't use the word fair, because what somebody thinks is fair is not always what a judge thinks is, quote, fair, or they think is, quote, fair, and an attorney thinks is, quote, fair, because there's so many times I've walked out of a courtroom and looked at my client and been like, what the fuck just happened?
Well, you know, it's like they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Fairness is extremely subjective.
Right.
And what's fair to me is not fair to you, and it just depends. But
There's that word again, it depends.
Yeah.
The words.
Yeah, so all of my friends make fun of me because anytime they ask me a question, that's always my response. And they're like, do you actually know the answer to anything? Do you have opinions about anything? I was like, I have opinions. You didn't ask me my opinion.
Right. It's like, how long do we have?
And
like,
what the law reads is not always what you think
Correct.
or believe.
No.
Because words don't always mean what you think they mean. But anyway.
Yeah.
So I have a question. What about the people that, you know, have deferred bonuses until after the divorce and all of that, all of those types of things? Because I feel like you hear about that stuff all the time.
Well, nobody's going to, on paper, defer their bonus until after the divorce. Like, if you're close with their employer, might they do that? Maybe. But they're not going to put that actually on paper.
And a bonus is a bonus. It's not.
It's discretionary.
Unless it's contractual. It's
Right.
not mandatory.
Now, if you're in a spousal support or child support context, what they'll look at is, did you get a bonus for the last several years? We'll amortize it out, typically speaking, or they'll like do a percentage or things like that. So there's definitely different ways of doing it, but you know, nobody's gonna put on paper that they're deferring a bonus for the divorce, but it definitely gets factored in.
Yeah, be careful how you email things.
Do not put anything in writing that you do not want to come back later.
Exactly. All right, let's switch gears here. So I want to talk about something that I see all the time on the real estate side of things. And I really wish, just like I wish that real estate attorneys learned a little more about ED, and that would be equitable distribution, Tim.
Yes.
I got you.
Do you know that I actually tell people that in consults? I'm like, equitable distribution is such a mouthful. So if I keep saying ED, like, I'm so sorry. That's what I mean.
Yeah, we're not talking about,
The other ED.
right. This is
Wet
PG
noodles.
here.
Yes.
No wet noodles.
No wet
No wet
noodles.
noodles.
Or marshmallows.
Oh my God.
Damn, that is a zinger I did not see coming.
It's a real thing.
I mean, well, yeah, obviously. Otherwise they wouldn't make TikToks about it.
Okay, anyway. So
I love my job.
So I'm going to talk about something, like I said, real estate side of things. So I see in my practice, not every day, but it comes up more often than you think.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell me why it happens on the family side,
Okay.
the family law side. So it's a nightmare scenario that's, in my opinion, from my experience on the real estate side of things, entirely preventable, and yet it happens all the time.
Uh-oh. Are you about to tell me I'm doing something wrong?
Maybe. but we'll find out if you actually admit to doing this.
And if you need help, I'm happy to help you with the real estate side. Real estate side of things going forward. Anyway, we talked
The
about
real
trust.
side state of things.
Whatever.
I would
We
rather
talked
die than
about-
do real estate. First and
What?
foremost.
I love it. It's my favorite.
It's so boring.
No, it's not. I love boring. Boring
It's
is my favorite.
boring.
Boring is my favorite.
I would be so like not happy with my job if I did real estate.
But I'm boring, so I love that.
well, number one, I don't think you're boring, but you do prefer
Yeah.
more boring work than I do.
You can never say that, Sarah, really.
Once you get to know me, you realize I'm not as dry or boring as I appear. But
Well, yeah,
Or
you
as
have
you
to
put
be-
on.
You have to be a different person and like in court versus you know,
Exactly.
in the real world.
I'm actually fun. This may surprise some people, but I am actually fun. Okay.
She is fun. I can attest to that.
Thank
As
you.
someone who does not see her all the time, she is fun.
Yeah.
But we still need to talk about the
for backing
fact
me
that
up.
family law attorneys do this. We see this at least every other month
Oh Jesus. Okay.
in real estate. It is a
real-
problem.
I'm really.
I have a deal that just left my desk and was killed because of this last week.
I am so fucking worried I do this.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen it from your office, but I have seen it from others.
Oh well, thank God.
So, the divorce, I'm going to set this up, okay? The divorce agreement says one spouse gets the house. Everybody signs the separation agreement. Everybody signs everybody signs off. Judge signs off. Case closes.
tell this is bad.
Years pass. In Disney terms, someone dies probably, but not in this case. Usually the mom. Mom's still living. So anyway, the person tries to sell or refinance the house and their ex-spouse's name is still on the deed.
Tim,
Yes.
I was not going to go there.
well, he admitted on a prior episode
Yep.
that his divorce attorney effed this up for him.
Oh, no. We didn't have it up. This has nothing to do with that. It was just we didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, but no, you had a quit claim deed signed and it was never filed, so therefore it's a problem.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, so the title is clouded now. So now I will add another wrinkle. So you have the divorce decree. It goes to a spouse. One spouse in particular, they agree to it. So they have an agreement between parties, but no deed was ever done.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm not talking about the dissolution of TBE deed. So I'm not talking about the dissolving the tenancy by the entireties, which is the marital person's. And
I know that.
No, but the people listening to the podcast don't know what that means.
Oh, I was about to say I actually do know what that means.
Yes. Okay. So, and I'm not, and we should check in on language on that because sometimes a simple recitation of the purpose of this deed is to dissolve the tenancy by entireties. That's not enough to dissolve or remove the marital interest.
Oh.
Yes. Title companies have confirmed. Anyway, we need to have Adam on here.
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
I have so
'Cause
many questions to
there-
ask you after this. Like it's like
Because there is actual language that you can add to that to make sure it's tight. And, and there is not a cloud on title.
okay, wait, I do have one after this though, when you're done, not to interrupt you. Sorry.
Okay. So let
My
me.
ADD is ADDing.
So how does this happen? So 2 ways. The attorney never got around to filing the deed, or separation agreement references the house, but no actual deed was ever recorded. So you have an agreement that's a contract between two people, but it doesn't change the public title or doesn't change public record and what's recorded with register of deeds. So the language problem. So even when attorneys address the deed, you have, like I said, sometimes vague or imprecise language that creates the title issues. And whether that be in the separation agreement, the final judgment, settlement agreement, whatever. If nobody actually signs a deed to get the spouse's name off the deed, the spouse's name is still on the deed. Now, whenever they get divorced, then the court assumes that, or the law says that when you're actually divorced, a tenancy by entireties is dissolved, and then you're there as tenants in common, meaning you each have a 50% or a 1/2 undivided interest. Then what happens when somebody dies?
It goes to their estate.
Yeah, but the divorce decree or the separation agreement said it goes to the deceased spouse.
So this is the one I was about to ask you about because I actually had this happen, and not the exact same thing, but something very, very similar. And in my particular case, you know, we signed a separation agreement. It had a waiver of the estate, a revocation of the will, a revocation of the trust. But he never went around to changing the deed or refinancing the home.
Exactly.
And so when he died, the entirety of it was then distributed to wife, even though she had already been paid out for it as part of the equal distribution settlement.
But see, it shouldn't happen that way because the TBE is dissolved.
Well, they
Upon final divorce decree, if it's
they were not
they
divorced.
were a week away from being divorced when he died.
That sucks.
Exactly. And so that's where the problem lied. Or Lou or whatever the word was.
So-
But and we resolved it, and
That's where a quiet title action happens.
Right. And what I will tell you too is, you know, we do see this quite a bit, and something that, you know, people, when there is either a separation agreement or an order and they actually are divorced, and there's supposed to be a deed that's conveyed that isn't, is we do have Rule 70 in North Carolina that allows for that. It's a order where if someone's directed to do something as it relates to real or personal property, they haven't done it, that you can actually get a judicial decree that is then recorded in the Register of Deeds.
Right. But that's another court proceeding.
Correct.
That can kill a deal if you're under contract.
It can. And that's the hard thing is, you know, and one thing I would say too, and again, just because I had this happen recently, is it's really hard for us as attorneys, not specifically related to this, but when you're talking about distribution of funds, that we're not getting closing disclosures from real estate attorneys for, and I'm sure you don't do this, but like, for example, I had a closing disclosure that was sent to me the day before at 3 p.m. when a closing was supposed to be 9 a.m. the next day. And if my client has questions and my client has concerns or the numbers aren't right, or I'm having to go back, and let's say, like, for this example, I was in court and I can't run away and like deal with it. That's why, like, these need to be sent in advance, especially in a, you know, separation context, that we can look at these things. But we run into conflict with that kind of stuff all the time. But it does. It is a court proceeding. I will say that some judges that I've been in front of have done, like, TROs, temporary restraining orders, for people who don't know. Temporary restraining orders, preliminary injunctions for these kinds of things. Well, then they'll say, okay, we're going to do an order that the funds be held in escrow, but that the sale is supposed to go through, just pending the distribution of funds.
I've had that happen before.
Yeah.
I also, these are the things that keep real estate attorneys up at night. And
I'm sure.
So I handled one recently where the couple, it was a second marriage, and they split, they reconciled, they came back together. They split, they reconciled, they came back together. So you had separation agreement recorded. You had a revocation separation agreement. You had twice. Did I talk to you about this one, Megan? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Normally you don't have revocations of separation agreements, so that's interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. I didn't even know you could do that until I
Yeah, I mean, I guess in theory you could, but normally, again, there's language in there that says that they reconcile, that, you know, those portions of the agreement still remain in full force and effect. So
it was handwritten.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yes. God. And to make it more fun,
But wait, there's more.
the wife was a realtor.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
Jesus.
Anyway. So
Please consult an attorney before you sign anything.
Oh, she did.
Especially if it's handwritten.
Oh,
she did?
And the divorce attorney,
what?
the divorce attorney who dabbles in real estate, told her, "Oh, just handwrite something and file it at the courthouse."
Oh, my God. And see, this is why it's so good that you are not trying to be a general practitioner. Or that's, like, not your thing. It's definitely not my thing. It's not the vision my boss had for our firm. And, like, this is why. It's because it's like, you're not going to go to your brain surgeon to operate on your wrist.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to go to, I don't know anything about, basic. Like, we know basic enough to pass the bar or how it overlaps. But, like, I'm not going to draft a complex trust. I don't know how to do that. I'm going to call you. I called you like 2 weeks ago about something I didn't know.
Well, and that's the thing, is that I don't want anyone to confuse our expansion as, oh, we're all going to be general practitioners now, because I would never go to my primary care physician to do a heart ablation.
No.
I would never go to my primary care physician to do my knee surgery.
Right.
You know, so you can do the knee surgeries. I'll do the heart ablations. Actually,
Yeah.
it would be reversed with divorce because, you know,
yeah,
the
you're
heart.
definitely doing the heart.
Right.
You're the
Although
heart surgeon in this scenario.
I do think I have more orthopedic injuries than you, though. Shout out to all my orthopedics.
Anyway,
They're my MVPs.
anyway, nightmare scenario, right? So, separation agreement, reconciliation. Another separation agreement was filed. Another reconciliation and revocation was filed.
These people need to stop filing things.
I agree. But anyway,
I just want you to know that those are the times that I'm like, should I go get popcorn? Because this is going to be good. Because this happens with estates and real estate where people just file random stuff. Like they just really feel like they can just file whatever. And I'm like, let's pull the whole file
Oh my
and
God.
get a bucket of popcorn and read the crazy stuff.
you should see some of the crazy estate files that we've seen.
Oh, yeah. People
in
writing
real
letters
estate.
to the clerk.
Okay, so I'm going to change gears here and tell you about a fun one. So I handled a closing for an estate that had been open for 16 years.
Jesus. How is it allowed to be open that
Well-
long? So we get yelled at if it's more than a year.
Mr. Baby Daddy fathered 2 babies by one wife, 2 babies by a mistress, legally recognized one. What's that called, that process?
Oh, legitimation.
Legitimated one, did not
But not the
legitimate
other.
the second.
Oh, Jesus.
And then married again, had 4 more children.
It gets better, but there's more.
So when the estate was handled, when they filed the paperwork, pro se, no attorney involved here.
Which is not always a bad thing, but like, please talk to people before you do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it, but at least consult someone first.
Mecklenburg County has a self-service center.
No,
No, they have people in there who help you.
no.
I literally volunteered this morning.
Well, that's so nice for you.
Well, yeah.
Okay, but those are attorneys and not the clerks.
Yeah, so the clerks cannot give legal advice. And so they put on the family history affidavit that the illegitimate one that was never legitimated was an actual daughter. She's not on the birth certificate, and dad never legitimized her. She took care of dad in his dying days. So she was acting as his daughter when all of his other children
Had nothing
were
to do
living
with
their
him.
lives and doing their thing.
Would she still be considered an issue?
It gets
No.
better.
No, really?
She was never legitimated. She's not on the birth
So that
certificate.
makes her not an issue.
And we're not going to have a posthumous like DNA test.
Oh, gosh.
He was cremated.
Uh-oh.
And there were ruminations within the family, which I found out from the estate file and the various letters that the siblings started issuing and sending each other and sending to the court, that
I went to all the family reunions. It literally said that.
yes, it literally said, well, I went to all the family reunions. Dad came to all my soccer games, my basketball games, has been to my children's birthday parties. But none of the siblings ever recognized her as an actual sibling except for her biological sibling that he legitimated.
Oh, Jesus.
And so then they start filing quitclaim deeds because I'm handling the real estate closing, remember?
See, this should be
So
a
they
fact
were
pattern.
writing their own quitclaim deeds. It gets
Handwritten
better.
quitclaim deeds. I deed my 8th interest to my sister so-and-so. And then she would then turn around and quitclaim it to her sibling.
See, sidebar, I thought you were going to say something about the quitclaim deeds earlier because one of our attorneys in our office, she's married to a real estate attorney, and he's like, y'all cannot keep doing these quitclaim
Yeah,
deeds.
you gotta stop that shit. You gotta stop that. Anyway, I'm sorry, I just cussed.
No fucks given.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I've said shit
Amen.
like 3 times.
And fuck.
Yeah, and fuck.
So
I
long
just assume
story
he's gonna
short-
bleep it out.
So long story short,
No, we don't.
there
Good.
are
I love that. Then.
That's how people talk in the real world.
Thank God. You just have to put that like the little E, right? Like make it explicit.
So what?
Oh no, I love that. Like I listen to People Are the Worst, and like they say fuck every other thing, and I
so
love it.
viewer discretion is advised. Wait, we're not viewing things.
Fuck it.
Listener discretion is advised.
there you go.
Do you
Graphic
feel
nature of
better
this
now?
content.
All right, so tell her the rest of how this illegitimate sister ended up actually getting part of it because of these quitclaim deeds. It was great.
Listen to how dumb this was. Okay, so instead of going to an actual attorney, they start filing quitclaim deeds. So legitimated sister is like, oh, I'll show you. And so instead of having everything divided by sevenths, see how the math gets crazy?
Yes. As someone who's not good at math, yes.
So the legitimated sister deeds her 1/8 interest to the illegitimate sister. But wait, she didn't have a 1/8 interest. She had a 1/7 interest. So she didn't actually deed all of what she had.
So then she still maintained a.
156.
Oh my God, that's so much math.
The math on this was amazing. I'm
is
so glad I had no
so-
part of it.
It's some of my finest work. The title company approved and loved it.
I love that journey for you. That sounds like my literal hell.
Oh, that's why I mean, real estate's math.
Nope.
Estates is math.
Nope.
Trust planning is math.
Nope.
Trust administration is math.
Nope.
I love it.
Nope.
It's my jam. Anyway,
Seventh circle of hell ensue
Nope.
with real estate.
No,
So-
truly.
so listen, it gets better.
How?
So you have your remaining 156 interest, right?
Jesus Christ.
So then you have the one.
Was it 164th or some crazy number?
No, it was
more?
56. Yes, but wait, there's more. So then the illegitimate
How
sister
small
is
does
like,
it get?
the illegitimate sister is like, hey, I want to get some more. So she goes and she pays another sister who lives out of state, doesn't want anything to do with family. And she's like, hey, give me your 1/8 interest.
For those who cannot see, I'm about to bang my head on the table.
And she pays her $100 for her 1/8 interest.
For those of us who can, that's
But
kind of
she
exciting.
didn't. She didn't have a 1/8 interest.
She had a 1/7 interest.
Oh, Jesus.
So then time goes on, and the illegitimate sister is like, F it. I don't care anymore. I'm going to give my interest up. And her and another sister
file another quitclaim deed.
file another quitclaim deed to another sister.
No.
They're all
Yes.
sisters. It's all sisters. All 8 of them are sisters.
See, I would not be able to do this without a forensic accountant. Like between the math
Oh no!
and the tracing,
Sarah
and the
was so
things,
happy
I
with
like-
the family trees. She had family trees and she had spreadsheets. She was so in her element. She was so happy.
I was happy.
I was just sitting there with popcorn, going, "Please read me another letter." What else did they say?
Yeah, every time they did something, it would say, "I'm done with you, my sister. This, I am the true heir. I took care of Dad." And then they would have response letters. They're all pro se. So finally, the court, about 5 years into this estate, because nobody's filing accountings correctly, 5 years into the estate, the court appoints somebody
thank
as a
God.
public administrator.
Although that poor person.
Oh yeah, that man literally was like, "I don't want nothing to do with it."
Yeah, so he hung on for about 2
Fair.
years, and then he was out. And the court let him out. I don't know why, but they did.
Do people not get out often in estates?
Oh no, you have to like beg the court.
Oh, really? I'm about to say
It's not as bad as some, but you can.
because we get out. I mean, I feel like in
It's not
family
as
law,
easy as it is for you guys.
Yeah, it's so much easier for us to. And I'm not going to say it's easy. Like we have to still like put on like a good reason, but like it's definitely normal for us to be able to get out. Is what I would say,
So then-
barring exigent circumstances.
So then you have one sister that hires an attorney, and then he's trying to collect estate like fees from the estate, and then you have these sisters disputing it. Anyway, that which is separate and apart from the real estate. Long story short, we had to do a family settlement agreement and a proceeds agreement, which is where there were 5 different deeds where they were going back and forth deeding their interests, which were not the correct interests. And there was even one attorney that helped out with it, and he got the math wrong.
Oh God!
And so finally, I had to have
Shout out, dude. I feel you.
Yeah. So I had to have everybody, and of course, nobody wants to talk to anybody. And then every time you call, they're like, "Oh, well, how much she going to get? Because I don't want her getting my half." I'm like, "Well, you don't own half, first of all.
All right.
You think you do?" Because there was one that eventually thought she owned half with all the stuff, all the quitclaim deeds. Yeah. So when I had to have them all come in, all 8 of them and their spouses come in at separate times, and some of them were out of state. Well, this one couldn't be in the same room with this one. This one couldn't be in the same room with that one.
Oh my God! Welcome to family law.
It was great. It was great. It dragged on, but I finally got it closed. And the only way I could get it closed was for them to agree, okay, the math has been so up.
Just say it. Just say the word fuck.
The math has been so
Fucked.
messed up.
Fucked.
The
Just
math,
say it. I don't know why
Say
you
it,
like.
say it, Sarah.
This is supposed to be unfiltered.
it is unfiltered. So the math was so jacked
Fucked.
up, messed up.
It was fucked up.
Yes. that
She's not going to say it. She's scared.
She's a pussy.
whoa, please
That's-
edit that out. She said the P word.
Nope.
She has one. She's
So I get to
allowed.
say it.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Just don't say the C word.
I will
yeah,
not.
No, we don't say that on live air. Come on now.
Don't.
We will
We're
not say
classier
see
than
you
that.
next Tuesday.
Thank you.
Do you
Anyway,
know, actually in college, because I went to Clemson, that it was always like see you. I'm doing like the see you for like everyone here, but like it was see you like later, like next week or like next Friday.
next Tuesday.
Or like see you at the Natty when we were good.
Anyway,
Shout out to Clemson Tigers. I love you dearly.
oh, their football program is it's, declining,
Well, it's
but
better than yours.
both of my colleges, my universities. Yeah, I agree. I
Because
concur.
you're Wake Forest and Chapel Hill.
Anyway,
How's Bill Belichick working out for you?
Not very well.
I was about to say he's too busy at his girlfriend's cheerleading competitions. You know his girlfriend is more than 10. No, she's what? I'm 32. She's 24. So
she's a self-proclaimed gold digger.
she's. You know what? She's doing something right.
She
You
is.
know what? If he's okay with it, so what?
Yeah, I mean, we're all free to contract and free to enter into marriages, whatever. So, long story short, after we had to coordinate all the signatures, we then had to get them to agree to the proceeds split. I had to hold that money in escrow until I got them all to agree on it. It was a mess. How long did that one pend?
3 weeks.
No, that was the escrow because somebody wanted their money.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So, yeah, and I was like, look, I can't do anything until your sister said, well, she not my sister. Okay, well, I'll hold it then. Whenever your sister or not sister, whatever you want to call her, decides to sign, we can proceed
Whenever
here.
Jane Doe signs, Janet Doe can sign too.
Oh, well, I told you that my other sister could sign for me. No, doesn't work like that.
nope, not without a POA.
No. And they wouldn't sign those.
Yeah.
Because they don't trust, none of them trusted anybody.
I
So-
still think one of my favorite quotes from a judge, and I love her dearly. She's one of my favorite judges in Mecklenburg, and she keeps threatening to retire, and I keep telling her that she's not allowed. But I went one time it was a house sale issue, and we went for a TRO, temporary restraining order, preliminary injunction, and there was enough money in the sale that people could be distributed, and I mean, it was a multi-million-dollar sale, so we could figure it out later. But she, that was exactly what she said. She said, there's enough money here that y'all can live to fight another day.
Exactly.
You can live to fight another day. We're going to put it in escrow, and y'all can figure it out when you come back.
And that's
I was like,
exactly
okay.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I've done because if they're willing to sign papers but they're not willing to agree to the proceeds split, all right, well I'll hold it in escrow and whenever you figure it out, I'll give you your money.
Yeah.
Because if you won't sign the proceeds split at closing, I have no choice.
And then one of them argued about the fact that we charged $35 for an overnight for the check.
I'd be like, fuck it. I'll just reimburse you for it. Like,
No, we were like, okay, because you know what? She gave us the number to a home improvement store as her number.
good.
I
Yeah.
loved that journey for her. I'm like, all right, well,
I can't
Oh,
call
are you
you.
trying to steal my catchphrase now?
I am.
I know that we've been friends for
A while.
Oh my God, how old is Harper now? Harper's turning 7. Can we just let that sink in a little bit? For those who don't know, Harper is my dog. The reason Megan and I met is because I really wanted a schnauzer, and Megan was crazy enough to sell me one. I asked her for the schnauzer with the most personality, and I got it.
She did. When she came to visit, she was like, I want this one. I'm like, no, you don't. She's like, but this one's so calm and sweet. I'm like, yeah, she's going to be afraid of her own shadow. And then I handed her Harper, and Harper screamed. She was like,
Bloody murder.
and she's like, she hates me.
It
I'm like,
was
no,
so
just let
bad.
it sink in. It'll be fine.
It was so bad. I immediately handed her back to Megan, and I was like, this one does not like me. Like, this is not the right dog. And Megan's like, oh, it was so bad. And you've met her. She's an asshole. I love her so much. She's an asshole. Like, Tim, next time I'm going to bring her, like,
You can.
I love her dearly. And now she only has one eyeball, but I still love her. And she's
One-eyed bandit.
I know. Megan and Sarah
She's
sent
a
me
winking schnauzer.
Megan and Sarah sent me the cutest flowers, y'all, by the way. Like, I called Megan crying about how upset I was to have to take Harper's eyeball out. Like, sympathize with all you pet parents out there.
You
having
didn't
to
have
make,
to take it out, right?
I did. It was, not me personally. No,
Okay.
thank God.
Yeah, she got out her ice pick.
No, shout out to the veterinary specialist at CARE. He is so great. Love him dearly. Anyone in Charlotte, go to CARE. They're great. And Dr. Husky at Hickory Grove Animal Hospital.
Well, he was destined to be a vet with the last name of Husky.
I know, that's my normal vet. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
She's wonderful. She keeps telling me also that she's going to retire. And I'm like, huh?
Okay. We're going to put a pin in Dr. Husky because I have to tell you a story after that. But finish your eye story. But
Wait, let her finish it.
but
Well, now I know where I'm at.
You're saying that we sent you flowers.
We sent
They
her
did.
flowers.
They sent me the prettiest flowers, y'all. They were so nice. And I literally was sitting at my desk like sobbing because I had cried for weeks and weeks and weeks about this. And Harper's doing great, but I was so thankful for these two people. They're amazing. So, and
They
then
are.
of course Bryce. So my husband, I like sent him a picture of the flowers that Megan and Sarah sent me. And I was like, oh my God, aren't these so cute? Megan and Sarah sent me these. He's like, well, damn it. Like, that's why I asked if you were going to be at work today. I was going to bring you flowers and some candy, but I guess they beat me to it. And I was like, well, I guess you probably should step up your game then, sir. Like,
Right?
We timed that shit. We're like, when's the surgery?
yeah, it was the day
Sarah's
before.
On her computer.
And they were so pretty.
I'm glad you liked him.
I know.
But
So-
Dr. Husky, right after she got Harper, she took her in, and Dr. Husky told her something about plastic surgery. You got to tell the story.
Oh my God. So,
Have
you
a
know,
glass eye for your dog.
oh, just wait. Just
This
wait.
is
Are you
better, Tim.
serious?
Oh,
This
no, no,
is
no.
better.
This is
I haven't
better.
heard this story.
No, so Harper's eye just got removed in March. The eye is a new thing. So Megan's contract. So when I first met Megan, we like weren't besties yet. Like we were kind of besties, but like not actually besties. And so I had to
Instant besties.
I know, but I had to follow the rules for a while, you know? And so part of the contract, before I edited it, said that, and it's still in there, but story for another day, was that you had to take your puppy to the vet. I think it's 3 days, isn't it?
3 business days.
Yeah,
we had
3
to change it
business
to
days.
5 during COVID, thanks to COVID.
And I added business days because originally you just said 3 days, and I was like, you can't do that because it's weekends. So it was 3.
Yeah, but the court would assume that if the third day falls on a weekend, it would be Monday.
Okay, well, normal people don't listen to the court. So either way. it
Okay,
was
whatever.
3 business days.
Gotcha.
And so I had already got an appointment for Harper, and they all thought I was insane because like I scheduled it like right after I paid for her. So like I didn't even have her yet. And so I come in and they like go through her exam, and the doctor goes, so your dog, she has got a lot of excess fat between her butt and her lady part. And, you know, if she doesn't grow out of that, she may need to have like a lift and have some fat removed and tucked.
A butt lift?
A
for
butt
a
lift
dog?
for my dog. A butt lift for my dog would have to have plastic surgery
Ain't no joke.
so that her like hoo-ha like wouldn't point inward and give her UTIs. And I looked at the vet and I said, if anybody in this circle is getting plastic surgery, it's me. Like, I am not paying for my dog
don't
to
need
get
it.
plastic surgery before my dog gets plastic surgery to fix her butt. And I called Megan and I'm like, Megan, have you ever heard this? She goes, what?
Yeah, I was like, no, I've never heard that. And I am with you 100%. If anybody's getting a butt lift, it better be you.
The vet was like, yeah, she's just got a little extra junk in her trunk, I guess. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
I died. And then I knew we were, well, that is not how I knew we were destined.
not how you
That
knew
is
we were
not how I
destined
knew
to
we were
be
destined to be friends. But I do remember I had to come. I don't remember what was going on. I was working and I got in late. And then Abby comes in and she's like, so this girl, the brunette, she's the one looking at the dog. I'm like, oh yeah, I talked to her. And she's like, she's an attorney. I'm like, fuck. Oh my God, she's going to pick apart our freaking contract. Oh my God, I don't.
side note, I didn't actually read the contract. I just signed
I was like,
it.
should we sell her a dog? I don't know if I want to deal with an attorney. Like, oh my God. And
Also,
she's like,
I told you I was an attorney in the interview. Maybe not what kind of attorney, but I did definitely tell you I was an attorney.
okay, well, maybe it was Abby that had that conversation. But anyway, Abby's like, she's an attorney. I'm like, I don't know if we want to deal with that. Like, I can't deal with an attorney. Do you know what they do to contract? They're such assholes.
Not all. I mean, I am because I do contracts for a living, but
why do you think Megan's contract is bulletproof now?
Well, I'm just saying that the amount of bullshit
Screw you, Sarah.
that I went
You
through
feel
with
free.
like, okay, so the dog that I currently own, we will not say the breeder I got her from. Sarah goes, that contract will never hold up in court. Sign whatever they want. That is bullshit. It was 1 page and it was pathetic.
Yikes. Also, I've helped you make things go away because contracts are like other breeders' contracts are clearly
Yeah.
Google like piece together contracts and
Yeah, it was so
Oh.
funny. She finally, this one person, it was a breeder that went after me. So what was awesome is that unfortunately another breeder signed my name
like forged her name.
to a contract, and so I was now in the loop. But I did not own the dog.
Didn't have anything to do with
I
it.
didn't have anything to do with it. But she wanted to come after me because she decided I was the one who was more likely to pay.
Because she had like more of a social footprint. She was more of an
Right.
established breeder. I guess she thought maybe there were deeper pockets.
That's okay. Sarah made it go away. She finally was like, well, fine. Just fine. I hope you can sleep at night. I'm like,
Okay, well,
I
all I
can't.
want-
No. She said, I just want you to know I will pray for you and put you on the prayer list at church. And I hope you can sleep at night. And I was
Well,
like, all right, okay, thanks. Goodbye.
all I want to say is that I used to do those things before she met you. So,
and I'm sure you did a fabulous job because you're fabulous.
I know, but see, I got the free things out of it, and so now you're impacting my ability to get free facial and dog grooming services.
Hey, I'm not
Absolutely
impacting that. You
not.
still can do
Oh,
that.
I know.
you
I
absolutely get all of those
I
things.
practice family law. See, I've just traded the service that I want.
There you go. I'm a very, very big barterer. I love to barter. So
Oh yeah, I
because
get
I have 2 baby daddies, and both of them suck. So yeah,
yeah.
They have penises. They all suck.
And then Abby has a baby daddy too. He also sucks.
so
I don't know that you
I'm
can say
fine.
that. I can say that.
that is not my statement. So
Yeah, you can't say that. I could say that.
Yeah,
Men
she's my
suck.
friend.
Well, yes, men in general, but
Yeah.
especially those people. But
I live inside the mind of one of them. I understand. They
Yes.
suck. Yeah. So, hey, we're running way over time. You want to hear the song?
yeah.
All right,
let's
so
hear
here's
it.
the rule. Can't talk during it.
Oh,
Okay.
you
All right.
won't. Can you mute us?
So I can. So here's the story behind it. I wrote this for my wife before our first date. So it's called Fallen.
But you were friends before.
we were friends.
So there is a context
this
to
is
this.
one of the
It was
sweetest-
not creeper stalker status.
right. So
This is one of the sweetest things I've ever heard.
for those of us who practice divorce law, this is why we still believe in love.
here you go.
Yes.
I heard what you said. Try my best not to get my hopes up. I know what I said. Should've known somehow I would mess up. I tried to warn myself this would happen. I can't even listen to my own advice. I think I'm falling, it's a long way down without a net. Don't let me hit the ground, I feel I'm crawling. I think I'm falling. I know where you've been. Don't let him tell you that's how it should be. 'Cause he's not the one who wants to hold your heart safe, no. Tried to tell myself this would happen. Somehow I just got lost in you. I think I'm falling, it's a long way down without a net. Don't let me hit the ground, I feel I'm crawling. I think I'm falling. And it's too far to turn back now. And why would I? And it's too late to without a net. Don't let me hit the ground. I feel I'm crawling. I think I'm falling. I feel I'm crawling. I know I've fallen for you.
That's it.
That might be the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
It's the first time he played that for us. I cried. I literally cried. So
I
sweet.
love that. And I'm
so
like,
sweet.
I would have absolutely married him in Scotland too. I totally get it, Stephanie.
Yes, I would have too. Absolutely.
I get it.
Sorry, Travis.
And I
It's
think,
our anniversary. I shouldn't say that.
but I think that was the perfect ending as to why we still go through marriage, even with equitable distribution and all the ugliness that ends in divorce.
Absolutely. You still believe in love.
Yes.
Still believe in
And
love.
for those of you who are listening, I am in fact married and still believe in love. So just because I'm a divorce attorney does not mean that it's all bad. There can be rainbows at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Love is love.
Well, have me back. This is so fun.
Absolutely, we will have you back because we at least have 2 other episodes that we want you to talk about.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
Thanks. See you next week. Quick reminder, while I am a lawyer, I may not be your lawyer. This podcast is designed to educate and entertain, not to provide legal advice for your personal situation. Every legal issue is unique, and good legal advice requires knowing all the specifics of your case, which I don't have from a podcast. If you need legal help with a legal matter, please consult with a qualified attorney in your jurisdiction who can give you personalized guidance. Thanks for listening, and remember, no attorney-client relationship is created by tuning in.
This is Motion to Spill. All rights are reserved. So this podcast is ours, not yours. We made it, we own it, and we copyrighted it. So don't steal our stuff, don't copy it, share it commercially, or don't try to pass it off as your own genius. If you want to use our content for something, just ask us, like a normal person. We might say yes, and we might say no, but at least you won't be breaking the law. Seriously though, unauthorized use of this content can get you in legal trouble, and no one wants that kind of drama. And I mean, come on, she's an attorney. Don't mess with her.